The Leftovers.
Dun 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 dun. No. Breaking news.
You won't believe what Hayes says on this week.
Unbelievable.
You're
The
allowed to
audacity.
say that and publish it?
Huh? Starting right off the bat, we're starting off strong. First of all, actually, before we even do that, we have stickers on Redbubble.
Yeah.
Link is in our Instagram bio. We have...
Shout out Christy Lee Darty for purchasing a few of those.
And my
That's what's
mom.
up, yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Preach that.
We have an email, those stanky leftovers at gmail.com if you want to send in submissions, whatever. DM us on Instagram. Those stanky leftovers is also our Instagram handle. Yeah, that's how you can reach us.
We're still looking for sponsors.
Yeah, still-
Even little stuff. You got a party you wanna
Yeah.
throw out there? We'll let them know.
Come on.
We'll let the people know.
Just a little money. Float us a little cash. Or nothing. Maybe we'll do
Yeah.
it pro bono. I don't know. Anyways, going right into it. Avatar: The Last Airbender is getting a live action reboot.
Wow.
That's
it is.
that's
Interesting.
the
now,
topic.
there's an important thing here that you didn't say, because there's been an Avatar live action reboot or movie before.
Right,
Shamalama
that's
Ding
Shamalama
Dong.
Ding Dongs,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
most people might even not acknowledge as a movie.
As a, it shouldn't have existed.
It's just a pile of
I'm
garbage.
gonna say it. Yeah.
You know what's great about that movie? It was supposed to be one of 4.
Yeah.
They had planned for a series.
When you
It wasn't
listen,
even like...
when you mispronounce the name
Ong.
of the
No,
main
the
character.
original series mispronounced it.
No,
Duh.
don't you dare! See, this is my beef, and we're gonna bounce this because we're really trying to focus on the new stuff that's coming out. But when you you can't set a standard and then not follow it all the way through. So like they do things like Ong. Oh, it's like okay, maybe that is how that's pronounced in like Asia. But you had white actors.
Yeah.
You had white there's only 2 Indian actors in that whole movie, and the rest of them are white. So you can't just have that double standard.
Did you guys?
And also, it's garbage.
Yeah. Did you see the Dragon Ball Z live action?
No.
It was
So bad.
equally or worse.
Oh.
It was so bad.
That's
it was
so sad.
horrible. Yeah.
But anyway, this new one is going to be on Netflix. It's 3D animation, or maybe that's kind of what it looked like. It looks, it's different style than the original, but it's by the creators of Avatar are behind it. A lot of people are just asking why is this necessary? Why
Fair.
is it a money grab? Probably.
100%.
How would you feel about the reboot being set in a modern time?
Would modern time.
Make an adaptation where it's it's happening now in
in an urban
Well, that's kind of like
environment.
The Legend of Korra, honestly. 'Cause
Yeah.
that one's a
Yeah.
lot more modern.
Because
No, I'm talking about the way that Avengers is in New York City or something. What if they did Avatar in
I mean,
something like
that
that?
would to me wouldn't. I mean, it wouldn't be Avatar anymore because you're
Yeah.
just stripping away the whole lore and just starting anew.
But
It's the
maybe
same
that would
concept.
reach an audience that.
I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't, but I'm saying that's no longer Avatar: The Last Airbender to me.
I think it's the same reason they wouldn't do Lord of the Rings or something like that. You know, it's they've created an entire universe. That's what people want is
Right.
the universe that they crafted.
I was actually talking to Charlton, who, for those of you who don't know, he was our guest last week. He was saying that we were talking about it, and I thought this was interesting. I thought it'd be cool if they would, instead of doing that, they go back and they do the Tales of Avatar Roku, who's the Avatar before Aang, or Kyoshi, the one before Roku. I think that would be that's one, staying true to your fans, and okay, yeah, I'm really getting nervous.
I was just about to say we just lost so many listeners.
Yeah, I know. But just going back and doing a prequel instead of just rebooting the same story that we've already tried before and has failed before. I don't know.
Fair. I also think it's interesting because there's a lot of controversy, I think, around Netflix adaptations. I don't know if you guys have really seen any others, but a big one for me is Death Note because it was a great show. Then they adapted it.
Right.
Horrible, absolutely horrible movie. So just Netflix, I guess, producing it. However, I recently learned that a lot of Netflix originals / movies that have the little Netflix thing on it aren't necessarily movies or TV shows that Netflix made. They're just ones basically that they purchased the sole rights to and then branded it Netflix original. So
It makes
those
sense
adaptations
why it makes sense why
weren't-
there are really good Netflix movies and then there are
exactly
also movies
the other adaptations were pretty much all standalones that they decided to purchase. They were the only person who purchase it because apparently everyone else is like, that's hot garbage.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah.
Yeah, I really like that show, man. I watched it when I was a kid,
Mm.
and I've watched it, I think, 2 more times all the way through. So, I mean, I don't know a lot about this new show, but I freaking love the old Avatar, man.
yeah.
This is so good, dude.
Yep.
Shout out to Kathleen for watching it right now with Evan. She's actually enjoying it.
She's gone through it. She actually watched a couple episodes without me.
Oh.
Not mad. I mean, honestly, that's better for me because I've seen it like
Yeah.
so many times that I can kind of hop in wherever. But yeah, no, awesome that she's doing that. Also, shout out to Cameron for buying me the Blu-ray discs so I could even do that. But yeah, I side with Luke in that this is like one of my favorite childhood shows.
When's it coming out?
I don't know. They don't have like a set release date yet. My thing is that like I'm keeping my expectations low because
Got to.
because I don't want to get disappointed like
Yeah.
I was with Shyamalan. So yeah, that's all I got to say.
Real quick, does it? Would you guys rather there be no announcement and then it just boom and then it hits?
Yeah.
Because I think I would like that too, but I guess there's no way to keep it secret for that long.
Blow
Oh.
my mind.
Building
Wouldn't that be
the
so cool?
anticipation though, like
Right.
there's so many super fans who, I mean, especially with like Marvel stuff, I mean they would just sit there and digest like scenes that they have like pictures of. Like
That's true.
I think it just adds a whole nother level of suspense. Like I sometimes want to watch a movie so much more because there has been like years of waiting or like, you know, all this suspense added.
I think that like, but it's really cool when a like. Oh, Luke, what did he do? Oh, he's turned the air down. Luke has got a little cold. Oh, he's smart. Anyways, Luke was just turning the air off to stop the air noise from bothering y'all, so y'all can thank him for that. What was I even saying?
I think we're about to move on.
Yeah, we were about to.
I had something real quick. What do you guys think about them as in like Hollywood or I guess the media going back and adapting or like recreating our childhood like stuff? So like you have The Lion King that's coming out, and then I mean there's been so many other like
I'm fine with
live
that.
action.
I mean, it's pretty much just money making. Like,
I mean
Yeah.
like, do you think it's just kind of a ploy for more money, or is it like this is needed? Like
I think
would love
I think it is a play for money.
Yeah.
I think it's a smart one though because we are all emotionally invested in those shows, and some of us are getting to some of those people are getting to like in our generation are getting to that age where like they're having kids, and so the kids can now enjoy it along with them. So they're hitting 2 demographics at once, and so that's just really smart on their move.
yeah,
But yeah.
it's kind of the same. Well, never mind.
No,
I was
no.
gonna say it's the same idea of like taking a book and then making it into a movie. Like you have the story, you have everything, but then putting it into a movie. But
Right.
also different because a movie's like a
Different
completely
format.
audio visual, and to just remake it in the same format. It'd be different if they made it like a VR experience or like something crazy.
Which who knows? That could be in the future.
Well, I mean, I guess are we moving into a time where there's going to be more remakes than originals? Like,
Yes,
is that just
I think
Probably.
so.
in my opinion, that sucks. I hate that.
Especially with Marvel at the top. I
Oh,
mean, they only
baby.
have so many superheroes. I mean, they do have a lot of superheroes, but so many prominent superheroes to choose from. They're gonna just reboot and milk the same franchises until.
Yeah.
well,
I think
don't
with
necessarily-
Marvel, I don't think people are going to refollow it. I think people have invested so much in like this
Yes.
series of Marvel. I don't think a reboot would do as well. I don't know though. I
Yeah.
think it's interesting. I just yearn for that originality. Like,
That's always going to be there, though, so you can always find that. It's not going to
Yeah,
be
but-
like a movie industry only recreates, you know? It's like,
yeah, but I mean, I think we've had like a golden age of TV and movies for the past few years. But like, I mean, when you have so many creators who are just going for money, I guess.
well, like,
makes
what
sense.
movies are you thinking about that are like recreations?
Well, I
'Cause
mean-
all I can think of is like Disney, basically, and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Incredibles 2 and like Finding Dory and like
Well, a
it's just
sequel
kind
is
of
not a
one-
remake.
I mean, basically, they're playing off something that has been kind of put to bed for a while. If that makes sense.
Blade Runner.
So like, yeah, I mean the like remakes and
Tron was a good
yeah,
remake.
basically
though.
just bringing stuff back from
Shout
the
out
grave.
Tron.
You don't like Tron?
thought it was just a bunch of bright lights.
It was.
And dubstep? Sorry you don't like raves?
dubstep.
Jeff Bridges.
Some
Did
Jeff-
you not enjoy him in that film? Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed Tron. I don't know. I really want to
I
know.
want to know what you think.
Or on Instagram. Just however. Just let us know. I think that's it for that topic.
Sweet.
Let us know your opinions on the new Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hayes, I think it's time for Hayes' corner.
Oh, sweet. Do you want to jump into our controversy surrounding this next segment, or should we just do the segment and then we'll talk about it?
Shoot, completely forgot about that. Let's just do the segment first.
Okay. So the segment is Groove of the Week. A little explanation. We did have a couple angry, just one really, angry email about.
And it wasn't necessarily
wasn't
angry, I
angry.
wouldn't
It
say.
was more of constructive criticism, maybe? I don't
It was
know.
more of
It was-
a sneak diss, kind
Sneak
of. Like,
diss, yeah.
not actually saying something, but
It was more of an observation, I'd say.
Basically just saying, if we say we're a family-friendly podcast, should we put explicit music on our playlist?
That was the gist
So,
of it, I guess.
before we get into that, what have you guys been jamming to?
well, I think
So are we not?
no. We're gonna get into the validity and like
We're going to find out. I have no idea what you guys think, actually.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and hit you with my groove of the week, which is, I mean, pretty much all of
Grooves.
Brockhampton's new album, Iridescence. I think that's definitely on all of our lists, but specifically from this album, and it's so hard to choose, I really like Berlin, and I really like the song Fabric. Those are my two faves from this album.
We all probably have different favorites.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
would.
a whole
I would
banger
say.
of an
Luke,
album.
you go.
The track called Honey is really good.
Ooh.
They actually sample Beyonce. And there's this white guy in the group named Bareface who is just a beautiful singer.
Mm-hmm.
And really like that one.
Yes.
Ken.
I'm gonna say Tanya. Tanya is
That's
it's like a
fantastic.
ballad almost. Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's really good.
That's it. Hayes is still looking
Hayes
good.
is. I don't know if he's gonna go with Brockhampton or what is
He doesn't want to do explicit.
I was not planning on Brockhampton.
You can listen to the clean version.
That's true. Actually, quick question. Do you guys know how to do like the clean version on Spotify?
No
Because I have no idea.
I have no idea how that works.
Normally they put a clean album on Spotify as well if they do.
I will there's not like if you go look at like albums,
Yeah,
it just has like
So because I know there
I
are
don't know.
clean albums, then there's not.
Yeah, I don't know. Hayes,
yes.
the
Oh,
clock.
there's
Well,
on radio silence.
Really, what I was looking for that I can no longer find is a great song I got to listen to while I was at camp. I was a camp counselor over the summer. It's a song I think it's just called Dinosaurs, but it just goes
I
like
hate that
Dino,
song.
Dinosaur.
That
Oh,
song
it's horrible.
sucks so
But
bad.
if we're being family friendly, then like
That's
what we need to stick with.
That song is none of you probably know this song. It's literally a song that raps about the different kinds of dinosaurs, and it's super white. And I'm not saying white's bad. I'm saying that it just sounds
Racist.
bad. It just
it
sounds bad.
Like the flow.
Yes,
I actually
it makes
have
no sense.
I have a different one that's
and
great.
it doesn't rhyme.
What's the song? It's I guess a remix. I think it's a remix of Like a G6. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
But it was But it
Is
was
that Minecraft?
I am a C. I am a CH.
Oh,
but it was with
no.
Like a G6, and it was bumping.
That's
yeah.
a pop. Okay.
So yeah.
So we're
That's
gonna get
what-
into this.
Are we gonna get into the controversy
for the people
Controversy
listening?
alert.
Yeah, we're another part of the argument is by listening to an artist's music, are you inherently is that the word I'm looking for? Supporting the artist themselves?
I don't know if listening. I would say because we have a playlist, promoting them through our playlist. Is that promoting the artist? If that makes sense.
I don't know if it's promoting the artist so much as just like a song that we enjoy listening.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'll give a quick little spiel while I was thinking about this because Hayes and I talked about this last week. Essentially, as a musician and music in general, you look at it as an art, correct? It's literally an art form.
Yep.
There's an artist, and they're creating something that is art, and they're putting it out there, okay? So, as a viewer or as a someone who's looking at art, if you view it in the same way as a painting, okay? If I'm looking for a painting for my house, there's kind of two ways that I would think there would be to go about it. Follow me here. I can I know a style of painting that I really, really like, okay? I'm going to look around, and if I find one that fits what I want and I really like it, I buy it. I don't care who the artist was, okay? All I know is that this painting is incredible and it's going to look great. I'm going to really enjoy it, okay? Or what happens is you know of an artist, right, that produces very similar stuff or stuff you really, really enjoy. So you would go to the artist and say, well, I really like you. I like what you do. So I'm going to buy your art and like support you through that. And then you put it in your house, and then people say that and you say, well, yeah, I mean, Evan made this. He's a dear friend. Like, I really wanted to put this up in my house. Or they come over and you say, well, yeah, I just really like the style of art. This is just what I'm into. I actually don't know who painted it. So in the same way, that is how I feel like I have come to view music. You can totally make it where you really, like maybe people with Ryan Warnick, right? Shout out to Ryan Warnick. He's making music. Even if maybe you don't love his music, hopefully you do, right? But it's him, you want to support him, you want to promote him so that hope that he does well, so you listen to his music. Or you literally just like the freaking bop of a song and you listen to that and you could care less about who created it.
Right.
And so when you talk to people, say like, oh yeah, so-and-so just released this new song, it's a freaking bop, it's so good, right? You're not promoting who wrote it, you're saying, I love this song. That's the small...
Wait, Luke?
Lucas?
I was just agreeing.
Okay.
That's a good word.
Well, how about this? So this is kind of the example I was thinking of. Let's say I like Colin Kaepernick. I just like the guy. I bought his jersey. Like I bought a shirt that detailed him. I have no political stance on, anything that is involved with him right now because there's so much. And I wear this shirt around. Like despite what any presuppositions I have, like people are going to view it as, oh, you support him and everything that he's,
But that's up to their
standing in
perceptions
for.
like that.
Well, sure,
You can't
exactly.
say-
Yeah, 100%. So if we were to put an explicit song and say, I like this song, maybe the simple answer is to say, I don't support what they necessarily are talking about, or I don't support necessarily the content. I like the way it sounds in my ears. I like the flow. I like the beat. I like the stuff like that. So you're distancing yourself from...
My problem with this is that if we start making this a precedent, then what's it to stop us from saying, okay, we can't talk about graphic novels like Watchmen on air because when we're doing this podcast because Watchmen has very explicit content in some areas and it promotes some questionable ideals in some areas, and so for us to we can't talk about that because is that promoting that as in the ideals in there that are kind of dangerous and I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it's one thing to talk about it. Like I've talked about Who's
South
America,
America,
several times. Have detailed that it is fairly explicit.
Right.
But the thing is, we're not putting it. Our name isn't necessarily attached to that.
I mean, but it kind of is in. That
if we had
we're on a podcast
leftovers, what to watch, and we put it on there, that's a little bit different. Just talking about and analyzing something. Like me talking about and analyzing Colin Kaepernick isn't saying go out and support him or anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
So if I you should be judging people based off of how they're living. You shouldn't be judging anyone, right? But if you're taking what someone is listening to, what they're wearing, whatever, something about their appearance or what they're listening to, I think that you're doing it wrong. Because if listeners, if you know that I listen to Brockhampton and that's what you want to judge me on, go for it. But if you want to look at the way that I live my life and the people I surround myself with and what I do in my life, I think that's you're going to get a better sense of who I am. But if you want to take that I listened to Mac Miller and was sad that he died and take that as a judgment of my character or saying that I support him, you can do that, I would say. But look at the way we live our lives, I think, before you.
I would say that's it.
Well, you listeners don't have that opportunity, so now I'm thinking, they
But
don't know.
the way we talk,
to think
just the
about.
way we talk, the way we operate and talk amongst each other, how we approach and our perspectives on things should be indicative of the way we live our lives, I think, enough for people to realize that we are not, our whole identity is not wrapped up in Brockhampton, what we listen to, whether the song says the F word or not. I don't think, I mean, I'm on board with Cameron in that regard.
Yeah. I think it's different, especially with rap music. Rap music is kind of in a cool period where it's shifting from more violent and degrading lyrics to just
substance.
yeah, real stuff. And that's why I'm like a big fan of Brockhampton, especially since like the guy who was like in the group and got kicked out because of a bunch of like sexual misconduct claims. Like he's out of the group, and so now they're just like making this really awesome like style of like hip hop.
Very experimental.
Yeah, very
Out there.
like it's moving like the genre forward, and like that's like what I love in music is like when like artists like some of my favorite artists like Tame Impala, Fleet Foxes, and Brockhampton. They are doing things like in music that I think has like never been done before, and so like I feel like with this Brockhampton stuff, like I am just like in this moment of history, like listening to music, like getting like raised higher or set to a new standard, and like rap music like slowly shifting to like to what it was, and like guys like 21 Savage or like people like that who just have very like violent and like disturbing like lyrics, like I try and stay away from that, and I would never tell you to like listen to one of those songs, but like but yeah, that's I don't know.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like from a total business aspect in the sense of like, I mean, yeah, I can be a great person, but I mean, if I have a tattoo that's somewhat questionable and I go in for an interview, you know, like people have the right to just say, no, I don't want to hire you, if that makes sense. I guess I'm trying to draw the parallel of like, you can be a great person, but you know, it is what like...
Perception is reality to some people.
Sure.
That makes sense. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If they perceive it in some way, then...
I mean, like, someone perceives something as, you know, devil music, whatever.
Yeah,
Then-
That's why you gotta live
especially
your life, baby.
in the Bible Belt culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Also, if you're still listening at this point, this means you're not on YouTube. My phone ran out of storage about 16 minutes in. So
R.I.P.
if you watched that, good for you. It was some good stuff. And now you're here listening to us, just our voices.
Yeah, preach.
All that to say, I mean, I think I can, like, we're still going to put the songs we want to on Groove of the Week, just because, I mean, this is not, like, a monetized podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we're not making money doing this. We're doing this for ourselves out of enjoyment. And so we should put songs that we enjoy
Yeah.
on Groove of
And
the
I
Week.
hope-
We
I
should
hope-
not feel restricted on that.
Yeah, I hope this conversation is for the moms out there listening. I hope this has cleared it up a little bit, maybe. Hopefully you got through all of this. Your sons are still some good boys out here.
I have one last thing.
Yes.
So we've talked about this before, and like anything that we've done, social media or whatever, and the fact that like, I mean, there's a moderate chance that in 20, 30 years, you know, our kids could listen to this or something like that.
Yeah.
The music, you know, that we put on is that, you know, you're cool with like your kid listening to that? Checkmate libtards. Just kidding. That was a joke.
Is that the name of the episode? Checkmate Lip.
Gotta be.
I hope that my kid listened to it and sees me as a father figure that's like good and has done well.
I mean,
if once again if the song that I used to listen to like makes
If
him
that's,
angry
like-
and my son's like, I hate you, Dad.
If that's the worst
I don't want you.
thing that my son finds out about me, then like, so be it. Like, that's not that big a deal.
What else have you done?
Cue your
I
son
mean,
asking,
I
"What'd
am
you do, Dad?"
here. I'm not here to lie to y'all. I'm an imperfect person, and I've done sinful things because we're all sinful creatures. Not to bring the Bible into this. I mean, we are all professing Christians, but like, I don't like. There's worse things out there, and I don't think we should die. This is the hill we should die on.
Yeah.
On like.
But this is a really good topic for you listeners to think about yourself. Like, think about if you're listening to the music, is it because you support the artist, because you like the music? Like, what are you... You got to form your own opinions on this. Because guess what? We're four college guys sitting together in a small study room talking about our opinions. So, I think it's important that the people out there form their own opinions. And if you think differently... Come on, talk to us, baby.
Please.
We're out here. We want to talk to you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Get
Give it to
involved.
us.
Get involved.
The more
Also-
involved, the better.
Shout out to Shem because last week he deleted his Spotify
Oh wow.
because the music he was listening to, he just didn't feel like it was like lifting him up or like making him a
Dang.
better person.
No.
That's
And,
a bold
like,
move.
Massive respect.
Yeah, massive respect, Shem.
Shout out Shem. That's
Shout
awesome.
out Shem. We should just have a segment called Shout Out Shem.
Yep. I mean, really, we should. He's like biggest fan.
Stand up guy.
Hayes, I mean, we're still in your corner. So, what you
Sick.
got?
Hey, I'll always be in your corner.
I mean, we're
always
literally always
I'm rubbing the
with you.
shoulders
Oh,
while you're getting
man.
warmed up, spraying the water on your face.
Getting the blood.
Well, let's just
out
jump
your
into
eye.
this, boys. It's a hard life for anybody, you
Hard
know.
knock life.
It's
Right,
not
grinding.
For us.
It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, sometimes
Life
there's
doesn't
there's some first world problems, but you know, I mean, we still struggle through things. Some things are annoying.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
They
some
are,
things-
For sure.
Could bring upon some seasoning,
For sure.
Okay.
Some
What kind?
salt.
Okay.
Uh,
yeah. I
okay.
know where you're going
And
now.
so
I think I'm tracking here.
yeah, boys, what's been getting under your skin?
Oh gosh, I have not prepped for this.
I haven't
week.
either. Hayes, you might have to start.
Normally
if
I
you want
have
to,
one
'cause
on deck.
Funny enough, I definitely did not prep for this week until I think it was last night, and I was just kind of going on a little rant to Emily, and she was like, "This needs to be your salt of the week," and I was like, "Thank you." I didn't have one until now. So basically, what I was getting a little bit frustrated about is I have this computer science class, and yeah, it's cool. You know, we're learning some cool computery stuff. However, what is it just grinds my gears, man. It
Grinds me gears.
Yeah, it's
Grinds
whew.
me gears.
Basically, our teacher is going over in great length things like how to rename a file and how to copy and paste or drag and drop. And I mean, it's literally like, so to rename this file, you're going to click right here, left click, and then you're going to right click here, and then it should say rename. And so make sure it's a right click, and then you find rename. And it's like, we grew up in this age. Like, I understand
Yeah, that's tough.
you've been in computer science for 40 years and it's changed. But it would literally be like, if I got up in front of everyone and was like, all right, so just make sure when you're walking, it's a right foot first, right foot, and then it's the opposite arm. So left arm. So it's always opposite. So right foot, left arm, and then you alternate.
Yeah.
So left foot, and then just great length, and it just kills me. Because the hard stuff,
Yeah,
the IP address, domain name, crazy stuff that is just total computer stuff, is just like that in our class. It's like she just blazes through it. And I'm like, man, what is going on? Like,
Yeah,
what kind of
that's-
alternate reality is this?
That's
Yeah,
the
but-
sign of a good teacher is like when they're not moving too fast, but they're also not moving. So like, there's a fine balance for sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember if y'all remember Coach Thompson would like literally fly through a physics problem
Yeah.
and leave everyone in the dust, and you'd be like,
Just like,
yeah, it was very very difficult. I have a little bit of salt I can throw.
Yeah, salt down.
Mine's so simple. Oh, did we already? We might have already said this. The roads and potholes specifically. Did we say that already?
No,
I don't think
did
so.
not.
I mean, I can't stress how bad the roads in Jackson are.
Yep.
It-
Jackson,
it-
Mississippi.
It's insane.
Get it together.
It's insane. I almost like destroyed my car on driving through the park today. Like, it's just bad. It's just bad. And here's the thing. I'm gonna complain if they fix it because it's gonna take up construction and it's gonna take years and I'm gonna be annoyed. But at the end of the day, I would still rather that happen to be fixed than
I think it's bad foundations. I think that's what it is with Jackson because the house's structures are all messed up
It's
too.
the Yazoo clay. That's what I've heard.
okay.
Yazoo.
Shout out Yazoo
That
Clay.
sounds like an episode name. to
It
me.
like expands when it gets like wet. It expands or something. So
Oh.
it just freaking falls apart.
Classic, just like you want it to happen.
Yeah.
Lukey.
Mosquitoes.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's actually all I need to say.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Man, a few words. Mine is kind of a little abstract. Basically, when I'm in a graphic novel course and like it's a lot of interpretation and like just talking about the text and like what do we get from it. And there's just this one person. I'm not gonna like go into names or anything, but they'll literally just say, "I didn't like it. I didn't like this whole thing at all." And then like when the teacher or anyone else presses them, they're like, "I just didn't like it." Like they can't give an explanation to why they don't like it. They just don't. And it's just like everyone else was in agreement that there's at least some kind of value within this within this text, and then but they're like, no, it wasn't good. They're just, and it's literally just to either disagree or they legitimately did have a reason not to like it, but they just weren't saying. I don't know, but just like expressing why you feel the way you do, just not just like saying it and then like shelling up and refusing to give reason for why you don't like something. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kind of complex. I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Your
That's
salt
fine.
is your salt, my
It's
friend.
got to be constructive, man. You got to give
Yep. Why is it bad? How can it
Yeah.
be better? At least
help me improve.
Come on. But it was about Watchmen, which is like that. Like she didn't like Watchmen, like any part of it, and it was just kind of like, do you not see the value? At least like the literary value. I don't know. Getting into the details.
Nitty-gritty.
The nitty gritty, as the Russians say.
All right.
It's
Next
getting
up.
hot in here, boys, but I know we can't turn the air on.
I'm not that
Yeah,
hot.
no, I'm chilling, man. Loving it.
Oh, Luke.
Ooh,
Luke is taking
shirts
his shirt
are
off.
coming on. It's a
And
good thing we're
Cameron.
not videoing.
It's 50% shirts off right
Shirts
now.
versus skin.
Shirts versus skins. Is that a new segment? I don't know.
Ooh,
We
Does it make
find
any
a
sense?
topic that we like want to argue about. I don't know.
actually,
That'd be
all right.
cool.
I was about to say
If we, like,
we
take
just
sides?
yeah we
And
pitch
we- and we
a
have to
divisive
defend
subject.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Let us
That's
know if
great.
you like that idea, guys.
We basically already did that with Niebler corn.
we
Nibbler
did,
Nobbler.
but we kind of
True.
ganged up on you. I think.
Definitely.
I took my side,
I
and that's my what?
But you conceded though.
Huh?
You at the end you said, corn on the cob is better.
Oh no way, dude!
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you
No,
did.
if we go back, there's no way.
Uh-oh.
No, I promise.
We're going
Is
back.
there-
We're
I
totally
think
going
you're
back.
just like
I think I just was because I'm a peacemaker, baby. I don't want to argue. I want to end it, so I'll just give in.
whatever, man. What's next on Hazel's Corner?
So a couple little meme-ish
Ooh.
topics.
You've
The
piqued
first
my interest.
one, what was it? Maybe our second podcast. We talked about the Lazy Town actor Stephen Carl.
Who
May he rest
I
in
never
peace.
knew, by the way. Like,
That's okay.
No.
Uneducated.
You ever watched Lazy Town?
no, never in my life.
Lazy Down.
It's pretty good.
I
Was
never.
good.
I didn't watch it that much, but
I
know
never
of it.
watched it, but
Nice.
the memes they run very
They run
very dear
deep.
to
The memes
my,
run
my
true.
heart.
We love memes.
The river of memery runs through my veins.
There we go.
There it is.
Um,
Okay.
Basically,
what's
just
it?
a little update. I believe
He's
they're
live.
about 50,000 subscribers away from getting him like the gold play button on YouTube. So about to hit 10 million. So that's pretty cool that the internet is at least trying to. I don't know.
Luke doesn't think so.
Luke thinks that's down.
Yeah, I do
That's
think
okay.
it's,
I mean, what else can they do? You know, what else can the internet collectively do to honor his memory? I guess I don't know.
They can take his morals and his values.
Mhm.
You know, he was the guy that liked to cheer people up.
Mhm.
They can take that and implement it into their own lives and be better people.
Not true.
Wow.
I think this is part of
Can't
that.
gauge that, dude. And what's
Yeah.
cooler than a golden play button?
Dude, it's solid
Or is it
gold.
Diamond, actually.
Oh.
Diamond.
Is the diamond? No, maybe it's
I
a
don't know.
gold. I don't really
It can't
know,
be the
actually.
diamond.
Oh, I don't. Not many people have the diamond.
I think it's just a nice gesture. I mean, I don't think there's anything else that people can
Gesture.
Gesture.
do.
Gesture.
What?
You
Gesture.
said gesture.
Gesture.
I think I've always said gesture, actually.
Oh, no.
That's.
I really don't think
That's
I've
funny.
ever said
Okay.
gesture.
I feel
Okay.
like we all have words like that.
Maybe.
though.
It sounds
Maybe
too much
we
like
fruit.
gesture.
What's it?
I said maybe we fruit have that.
Oh no.
Oh.
No, but that's really weird that you said gesture right there.
Fair. It sounds too much like gesture.
What else?
Let me get made fun of if I said gesture.
What else you got, Hayes? I'm really curious.
Secondly and lastly, it's actually very interesting. Have y'all seen? I'm sure you have the Johnny videos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about?
unfortunately, I did.
I don't know that all the people have seen this.
Don't-
Basically,
don't
it's,
look it up.
It's
I mean-
YouTube Kids, which is essentially like filtered videos only for kids. It's absolutely horrible.
It's
it makes zero
weird.
sense. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of else to say
It's-
about it in that regard.
I thought it was really funny, but also
It's hilariously bad.
at the
like,
same time like kind of terrifying.
It's terrifying. Is it not terrifying? Like,
well, I might even add a different terrifying aspect of it. So, basically, the way YouTubers make money or videos make money is you have views and then like ads
yeah.
and basically all this other stuff that basically the more views, the more watches you have, the more ads are watched, the more money you get, blah blah blah. So essentially, like these kid channels make huge profit off these types of horrible, low effort videos
Yep.
because they're targeted at kids. But really, what like gets them so much money is that they make these videos like I guess oddly weird and specific, kind of like the Johnny Johnny one, so that each one will like autoplay. So it's like once you watch a video, it like queues up another video. And so basically they make these videos in the way that they'll just keep autoplaying that person's videos because I mean kids are just going to sit there and
Right.
watch whatever.
Right, they're not.
And so they're making tons of money off this.
Interesting.
Essentially just kind of the only thing that's smart about their business is basically rigging the algorithm to autoplay.
Dude, if you can find any way to cheat the system,
they're,
what do y'all
they're
th-
cheating it.
Yeah.
You ain't
And-
cheating, you ain't trying.
I mean, that's on YouTube, in my opinion. That's
You think
because,
so?
and I've like watched a lot of videos on how YouTube's algorithm is kind of messed up and how they promote videos and like which ones get attention, and it just doesn't make sense. Like it's not consistent across the board on like they'll crack down on explicit content on certain YouTubers, and then other YouTubers they'll promote it. So it's just like it's not conformed, and so I think that's a problem.
you guys know about the 10-minute thing?
Yeah, the
Oh,
10
yeah.
minute. It has that
You know
10
about
minutes
that?
to get
Basically, a video has to be 10 minutes to either be what? Monetized?
Like,
Well, it's like it makes a lot
It makes
more money.
it basically makes
at
it
the 10-minute
exponentially a
mark.
lot more money. So you'll see, start watching for it. Any big YouTuber, any like people starting up, like they're making videos that they push to 10 minutes and 20 seconds, 10 minutes and 10 seconds.
10
I
minutes
mean,
and 1
I would
second.
really say
Yeah, I've
most
seen
YouTubers
Yeah.
do this. It's
Yeah,
right
because
about
you
the
make-
10:01.
And to me, that's I don't know where I stand on it. Part of me thinks it's sacrificing content for the like you don't need to make it that long, but they're pushing it, they're stretching it, they're like drawing things out of it only to get to the 10-minute mark and then boom, they're done. You know, I would almost rather than make a 6-minute video and then 4 minutes of black screen
That's
and
what some
nothing.
people- that's what
because
some
then
people
it's
do.
like at least I know this is what you wanted and you're trying to make money. So
I think what really gets the money is when you watch all 10 minutes. Like I think
Yeah,
that's
you're
where
probably
what,
right.
what
Probably
draws it
right.
in.
I think I'm a little split on this because I agree with you in that I don't want them to sacrifice their content in order to just meet that requirement, but at the same time I understand that they're trying to make a living like this, and so
Yeah.
they have to do that. But I do respect.
I respect the grind.
I respect the guy. I respect the people who like. There's a couple of YouTubers I follow that do like 3-minute videos, and that's like just what they want to do. Like that's what they had to say in that time frame, and like that's awesome.
Yeah.
That they can do that.
I mean, it's their option, you know. But it's
Oh,
almost like
yeah.
if Spotify was like, all right, 4-minute songs, you know, they get almost double the money, like anything under that.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, and that's that would be just insane.
Well, they kind of do that with like the stream stuff. Like that's why all these people are making like 20-song long albums, so they get more streams to make more money.
Interesting.
Dude, can you imagine how much money Drake makes?
Mm.
I
ridiculous.
cannot. He just got knocked off the number 1 spot in the billboards for like what? Shoot, how many weeks has it been? It's been because it was like God's Plan, which was like at the very beginning of the year, and then the Kiki thing, and then Nice for What? Like he's had number 1. He's been at number 1 for so long. How many streams he must get?
Well, my only thing, I guess, is like kind of not necessarily constant criticism of Drake, but like, I mean, I know he's got a huge production team working on it, and so I wonder, like, once they, I guess, take all their cuts, how much he
Yeah.
really makes in the end.
Yeah.
I'm sure. He's
I'm
still
sure.
making
Oh,
money.
Oh,
more
he's
money
gotta
than I
make
can
a boku.
imagine.
Shout out to Neely, who's at the Drake concert as we speak, or maybe done by now.
That's
Jeez.
crazy.
Yeah, she's in NOLA.
Awesome. Hayes, is that it?
That is pretty much all I got. for
Okay,
you
I don't.
boys.
Do y'all want me to hit you something big or something small?
Big. Bring the money.
Okay.
Bring the
Settle
clickbait.
down. All right. So, this is something that an article in the New York Times that I came across. I was going to bring it up last podcast, but we ran out of time. This has to do with. It's a current event. It has to do with China, and yes, China. And they're using surveillance cameras. And I don't know if y'all have heard about this. They're like basically watching their people, like their citizens, like a hawk. They have millions, and I'm not exaggerating when I say millions, of cameras that are like constantly watching and identifying these people. And it's insane what they can do. and this like it identifies them and it registers them with a number, and like I don't know what it is, but like they have these things like a billboard up. It's an electronic billboard that like it shows the cameras operating, and it'll like do a little rectangle around a person as they're walking by. It scans their face. It knows who they are. It will show the criminal record, and like everything from misdemeanor to like a felony charge to pedophilia. Like they'll show it on the board for everyone who's walking around to see. So if like your friends like see that and like they don't know that you had a criminal past, they can know by just looking up at this thing if you're like captured by it.
It's kind of cool.
Is this just like in a big?
It's in a big metropolitan, like a big city area.
Metropolitan.
Metropolitan is the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Interesting.
You
This
can say
is
metropolis.
Metropolis, yeah.
Metropolitan area.
If this is a quote, if you are captured by the system and you don't see it, your neighbors or colleagues will, and they will gossip about it. That's too embarrassing for people to take. Remember that China is like has a lot riding with their society on like honor and shame, and like that's a big aspect of their culture. So for like, it might not be as big a deal in America, like, but I think that this is huge for them, and it could be really embarrassing. Like you could be like something small, but like something as small as a noise complaint could be put up there, and like it's just like crazy.
They are a communist country, right?
Yes, they are, and so their
So
government
who's-
is collecting
so they
all
can
of this.
So who's putting it up on the screen again? Sorry.
The security cameras. The government is using like third-party big businesses, like, and they're like getting all these security cameras, and they're watching their people constantly.
And they're putting it up on the billboard.
Right, and
the government.
The government, yes, and like, but it's not just the billboard thing. Like they're like you're constantly being watched and constantly being monitored by the system.
You don't think that's happening to us?
No, I don't think it's not on this level. I
Yeah,
wish
at least not
I had the photo.
publicized.
But you are like every move. It's insane. This is another quote. Then last summer, the police put up cameras linked to facial recognition technology and a big outdoor screen. Okay, this is actually about the screen. Photos of lawbreakers were displayed alongside their names and government ID numbers. And so, but like they're literally like their punishments and like everything is being displayed on this board. And it's just I think it's bizarre that these people are able to like just have all of their dirty laundry aired and constantly
It'll
be
make
watched.
them behave better.
That's actually
They're-
the psychological aspect
Like,
is
If
interesting.
you're a communist country, I think you just want people to behave.
It might keep the people in check, but at the same time, it might be taking away. It is they're taking away their liberties.
Yes and no. I mean, and even in our system, we have, when you're convicted felon or something like that, you lose some rights. I guess the biggest thing that stands out to me, I guess, in conjunction with this, is if you're a registered sex offender, then you have to share that information with people you live around.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one area where, I mean, it could potentially be helpful or good is if they just basically broadcasted that. Just because that's the way our government works, and if, you're registered in that way, you have to make that known.
Yeah, a lot of this is with this new guy, I forget his name, this new guy who's basically installing himself as the Mao Zedong of this generation of China. Like, he is becoming like the iron fist of communism, and he's like instituting all of this, and it's just taking over literally every aspect of a person's life. And to me, it just seems like 1984. Like Big Brother, I'm always watching you.
Yeah.
Like, you better comply to my rules or, like, you'll be punished. And one thing that I was reading is, one of these systems, so like I said, the government uses, like, a third-party company to, like, generate facial ID and, like, recognition and all that stuff. One of them is called Skynet, which, for those of you unfamiliar with the word Skynet, that is straight from the Terminator. That's like the company that manufactures the AI that will that eventually takes over mankind, and like enslaves the human race. So I thought that was
I'm here for it.
pretty ironic
That's crazy.
Bring it on.
that they literally named their thing Skynet after that. I don't know. What do you,
it's wild.
is that okay? Like, are y'all cool with that? Just like,
I mean, like I said earlier, there's kind of like a degree for it. Like maybe, where, you're a felon or something like that, and you have certain rights stripped from you. Maybe. I think that's a little extreme still, but
It's one of those things where, like, if you're a good person, you don't gotta worry about anything. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know. Good person, like,
if you haven't committed any felonies or crimes, and they show your face and profile up there, and there's nothing beside it.
but the thing is, like, the government defines what a good person is, because like the government
Laws or
Yeah, well, I mean, and the internet is very restricted in China, and they're very against. Like, this is actually, I was talking to Taylor Penley, I think, about this. It's making it harder for like Christians to even go in and like share the gospel, because Christian will show up on your thing.
Oh.
Like it literally, it doesn't just do criminal record. It does like demographic information, like a lot of different things.
interesting.
And so, like, it's the government being able to control, like, this is what a good person looks like, this is what an upstanding citizen does. Along with they have control of the internet, and I'm assuming a lot of other aspects of these people's lives. So, some people think that this is working in China. I don't, I mean,
give it time.
their economy is, like, on a decline right now, like a steep decline.
Classic communism.
Yeah, it's just not, like, it was booming, but now it's gone. All downhill. So I don't know what to make of this, other than it seems like a dystopian future, like, right now to me. But
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it would help decrease crime, but it's not very ethical, I don't think.
no, I don't think that at all.
How do you think that it would help decrease crime? Like,
I mean,
people are
I really
afraid of
think the
their name popping up,
psychological
or-
aspect, of
Yeah.
course. Like, you don't want to be walking around with your parents, and then all of a sudden it, zooms in on you and gives you these things that, you don't
Like
want your
the
parents to
honor
see.
shame culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think that it can also, like, this system can also, like detect when there's suspicious activity going on. Like, they can somehow detect that.
You should start there, like a mask culture, where like
Masks.
everybody starts wearing masks, and like
They already do wear face masks a lot of times, like, to cover
Yeah,
from
those
plague and
things.
stuff.
Those are cool. This is a totally different thing here. There's this guy, actually a couple people, who they'll take new sneakers that come out, and they'll like strip them of everything, and then they'll create a mask out of it.
That's weird.
It's very cool. It looks very cool, but it still has like the major features of all of it, and so you can tell like, oh, that's an Air Force One like mask. It's pretty cool. And so like people, especially in China, where like fashion is like so like important, also. It's like a cool mix of
That's
those two
interesting. I don't know if y'all have any opinions on, like, the Chinese
things.
government.
I want to talk to Shem about this.
Yeah, like, just send something in. We want to hear your opinions. We want to hear your thoughts. Next that I have is kind of it's a departure, definitely, from that. It's a more local thing. There's a security guard on campus who has recently had a book published.
Oh, really?
I heard
Yes.
about
Saw
this.
that.
That's incredible.
What's interesting about this is, like, someone in the writing center, which is where I work, was talking about, like, this security guard and saying that they'd always see him typing on his computer while he was, like, in his little his little car, and people were just assuming that he was just, like, doing something else, but, like, he was literally writing. He's been writing this apparently for a long time.
That is
And
awesome.
so, like, he finally got it published. It's like a Christian, I think it's kind of like a Narnia-esque type
Yeah.
fiction novel. I don't know where to buy it. I don't know if it's good. I literally don't. I had not heard whether it's good or bad. Apparently, he's been giving away some free copies to students.
Huh.
So it can't hurt to read. If you're local, try to figure out if you can get a copy for cheap.
Also, there is a person behind that ticket on your car.
Mm.
Just remember that.
Always
Wow.
remember
They're
that.
just doing their job.
They're just doing their job, trying to make it. They're
Yeah,
trying to
make ends meet while writing their novel. So
let's
Respect the grind.
just give it up.
You know
for
what
him.
he should do, though? This is a great opportunity. He writes, "Give me a little feedback on my book, and I take this ticket away."
Buy
Send it
my
to
book.
this email address.
Buy my book,
Yeah.
and I'll take it away.
Buy it, and I'll cover your fee.
Give me a good review on Amazon, and this ticket's detracted.
Great.
Let's see. What Hayes? You said that you might have something else.
Yes. So, my favorite podcast ever recently came back from a 3-year hiatus. It is called the Rosenthal and Jeselnik Vanity Project. Essentially, what it is a podcast about the NFL. And the first season that happened was like 3 years ago. I think I was a senior. Loved it. Happened on the NFL network through the NFL. They made it in the podcast app. However, the NFL didn't really think that it was worth it or didn't like it that much, and so they decided to cut it. Now, just recently, like in the last month and a half, Comedy Central has picked it up, and so it's back. I love it. They do this segment at the end that they call Recommendation Station, and so in honor of them coming back, I think we should have our own little recommendation station.
Okay.
So basically, literally anything you want. Like, I think the other week they recommended like a book and then like a short story or something like that. Like, literally just anything.
Anything you said.
So I can go first if y'all don't have anything to recommend yet. If you want to keep salivating
I have
on
something, but if you want to go first,
it. You got it, bud.
For any of our Christian listeners, which is probably a large majority of you,
The
right?
Bible.
Huh?
The Bible.
Just Christianity as a whole. I recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a book that Evan and Dr. Weeks and I are reading through called Things of This Earth, correct? Things of the Earth?
The Things of Earth.
The Things of Earth by Joe Rigney. And I would say it's not necessarily for the beginner Christian. I'm sure you can read it if you want to. But for me, I've been a Christian for a very long time, and I would consider myself a little bit educated, maybe more than someone like a new Christian.
Right.
And it's been very theologically stretching and challenging and very insightful.
But in a good way.
In a very good way. And it's basically this idea of justifying or reconciling the idea of loving God fully but also loving creation, and how those two actually go hand in hand. And kind of we live in a society where a lot of Christians are like, well, you can't love the things of the earth. You should only focus on heavenly things. You should only focus on God. And this book is kind of backing the idea of no, actually,
God is in
God
those
literally
simple things.
this creation is God's way of communicating with us, and it's very interesting. So if any of you guys out there are looking for a book to read that's a little more challenging, will help you dig a little bit deeper in your faith, I recommend this book to you 100%. And if you get it, please come talk to me. And shout out to Dr. Weeks for bringing it up.
Shout out. I don't know if he watches this, but
He does.
amazing. Luke, you got a recommendation?
Yeah, kind of I think that sparked an idea, and I guess I'm going to talk about Brockhampton again. But, I think with what Cameron, is kind of saying is, Brockhampton, I believe is at, the epicenter of culture right now. And, they're not, that popular, but I think the music that they're making is, kind of, defining a lot of culture right now. And I think, a lot of Christians think that, they have to shy away from, the culture of the world. But I think it is important to, be immersed in, the culture of the world and, know, what these big artists are feeling and, where they're coming from and, their worldview, just so you can, have empathy for them and, just know where they're coming from. I think it's important to, open yourself up to, different things that, people, have experienced and that they're sharing through their art. And, so, yeah, I would recommend just giving, something new a try and not just shying away from it because it's different or it's rap music or something like that.
Be in the world, not of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My recommendation, this is gonna be off, this just popped in my head, but it's an oldie but a goodie. It's the show called Community. It's a fantastic show by Dan Harmon, who is the guy who did Rick and Morty, who is the creator of Rick and Morty, and he is just a really good storyteller, and also the characters are all hilarious. It's got Donald Glover, who's a big influence in us. I don't know, not our influence. I don't know why I said that, but like we all appreciate his art. And so that's awesome, and it's just a good time. And you could get that on Hulu, I think. And you know, if you know me personally, maybe I'll loan you one of my discs that my sister got me for Christmas. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Go watch that show.
Great show. Love it. My recommendation is actually a good friend of mine. Started a YouTube channel a few months ago. Finicky, Finicki, I believe is how it is spelled. He's just a really cool guy. Love him to death. One of my favorite people,
Cape
honestly, that I
Cod, or-
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I met him at Pine Cove. Just really solid, like, down-to-earth, funny guy. And just trying to make it in the YouTube gang. Basically trying to be a positive influence on, like, I mean, kind of what we were talking about, like, YouTube Kids and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I mean, a lot of the negative culture that we talk about in YouTube is essentially the preteen age right now because they're so immersed in technology that YouTube is probably more important for them than TV shows are. So, you know, he's just trying to be positive influence in all the negativity of YouTube right now. So, props to him. Love that guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. What a great note to end on.
Yeah, that's a great way to end this.
I think it is.
Do we want to do shout-outs or?
I can't even think of anyone.
I don't really have. I mean, like.
I think there's one person we have to shout out for sure. Always.
Always. We're going to say it on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Chip Wilson! You absolute
What a guy.
Legend.
I saw him today, and he told us that, or he told me that he would love to make us like some homemade goods if we
Yeah.
were to do a podcast.
He said, he's
gosh,
a
this
humble
guy.
dude. He said,
he's the coolest.
I would love to. He said, I would love to be a guest or something. And,
Yes.
And then he was like, he said I can be a guest that brings some home cooked goodies. And I was like,
Dude, we have to get him on.
You guys might not have seen it because the video cut out, but Luke and I literally ate key lime pie with our hands during this podcast.
Yeah.
So we're
Bet you didn't know that happened.
we're always looking for
Yeah, I'm starving 24/7.
yeah
So
at the calf.
Thanks, Gav.
Poopy poop.
Anyways, that's our big shout out for the week. If we missed, you think we missed you on the shout out, let us know. Because we love to hear about who's listening. And we
There
love
are
to shout
so many of you guys.
We
really genuinely appreciate you guys.
The support we have for this podcast is really awesome.
Unbelievable and truly
Undeserved.
unforeseen. Really had to.
unforeseen.
I did not foresee this. No, it's awesome. I think we're gonna cut it off here.
I think we're gonna.
We could stretch it another 2 minutes. Get that 60. That nice 60.
I don't think we don't have to do
No.
that. Okay.
We're not
Cut it
those
off.
dumb people on YouTube.
Thank you for listening, and as always, go check out our stickers, subscribe, smash that like, do everything, comment,
Tell your friends.
tell us,
Long drive.
please,
Please.
Please. Oh, please.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.